First and foremost, I would never do business with this company again. There's other companies online that do a better job, with your shipping, and they offer different discounts and stuff. One of my favorite places is 1A Parts. You get prompt delivery. Everything is in the box that you need. And if you ever need any help with it, you can always call for technical advice. But, just beware, buyer beware of car ID. On October 5th, I ordered a pair of rear air shocks for my Infiniti QX56, and they said that they would be here by the 8th of October. And I started looking at the order slip that they had emailed me, and on the slip I noticed that both of the tracking numbers were the same. So I was figuring it would come in one big box. I had ordered stuff from another company, some other shocks, and it came in one big box. And about 10:20 on October 8th, the UPS driver came, and I noticed this box that he dropped, and I said, something's wrong. So I was trying to call the UPS driver back, but he kept on going. And I bought the box in the house. The shipping label, you could barely read it because it was all crunched up with the tape that they taped the box with. When I opened the box, it was only one strut inside the box. So I called Car ID and I told them, listen, I only got one strut. If you can't send me the other strut, give me a return label and I'll return this and you can return my funds. I used my credit card to pay for this. The total came out to $346, and I think it was 23 cents. And actually, the back of my truck is sagging because my other air shocks wore out. So being that the company was Arnott, where the shocks came from, I called Arnott in Florida, and they said they had no listing of my name or shipment or anything. So I called Car ID back. I must have been on the phone with them for about 2 hours trying to resolve the issue. And to me, it sounds like they were questioning my integrity, like, I stole an air shock or something like that. And I kept explaining to the lady, the box that the shocks came in, the box was 38 inches by 8 inches. There's no way that you could fit 2 air shocks in that one box. So I went down to UPS and I explained to the lady at UPS that I only got one shock. Maybe the way they had the box taped up, the other shock might have got ripped off. So she searched the warehouse and she called the driver. When she said no, it was only that one box that was delivered. So I called Car ID back and I got on the phone with them again and I told them, listen, I just came from UPS. They searched the warehouse, they called the delivery driver, and all I got was one shock. So they said they had to put in a damage report. I kept telling them that the shock wasn't damaged, I'm just missing a shock. And I stayed on the phone with them again for about another hour. And supposedly they said it came from a different warehouse, I believe somewhere in New Jersey, but they wouldn't give me the name of the warehouse where I could call them. So I became upset. I told them, I said, listen, this is due to your negligence, or you have an incompetent employee that did something wrong, but I only received one shock. So after speaking to him again, I called my bank to put a stop order on the payment. And they told me it would take about 90 days or some sorts to that. And I spoke to some lady, Raj, down at car ID, and she said that they had put in a claim for the missing shock, but I had to wait 3 to 5 days to hear back from the company. And I kept telling them, listen, I need my vehicle. You know, I can't drive my vehicle like this. It might do more damage. And she said this so-called order that they put in would take 3 to 5 days. My order number was 374-47765. And, you know, like I noticed on the on their shipping label, it had this tracking number 1Z164R7A033251455. Now, this number corresponds to both shocks. But like I said, I only received one shock. And I'm waiting for them to call me today to see what's going to happen, because I'm really pissed off. You know, I never had any problems ordering from any other company. I just ordered my front shocks from 1A Auto. Both shocks came in one box. You know, I don't know why they would put one shock in this small box instead of putting both shocks in one box with one shipping number. So I don't know if this thing was lost in travel or what, but actually I would never ever do business with them. I never thought that they were like a third party company where they order stuff for you, then it gets drop shipped from someplace else, and it's not coming from the car ID company. It's coming from some warehouse somewhere else, you know. And this whole thing has been, you know, I just had a triple coronary bypass and spinal fusion, you know, and I don't need this extra stress that I'm getting from them. I'm trying to recuperate and get my health back together. Now I'm all stressed out. But yeah, basically, you know, like I said, I would never ever do business with that company again. They were showing a little empathy, and I don't know, a couple of them act like they didn't know what they was doing. You know, their customer service wasn't really that good. But one guy was pretty helpful. I remember his name, Santiago. I had spoke to him after I came back from UPS that afternoon, and he told me to give them a call in the morning. So I called back, and I told him I didn't want to speak to them ladies because they act like they didn't know what was going on. Just new hires or something. But I called back again the next morning, and I spoke to another guy. He seemed pretty cool and collective. I explained the situation, and then somebody called me back saying that they had sent in a damage report, and they had to wait for the warehouse to get back to them. And my whole thing is, you know, if I got an order from you, you should be able to go into your computer and see what I ordered. You should be able to go into the logistics computer and see how this thing was shipped out. But they act like they didn't know how to do none of that, you know. Actually, either they could send me my shop and compensate me for my time, you know, because like I said, it should have been here the 8th. I already had an appointment set up to take my truck into the shop. And now I have to make another reappointment. I have to find somebody. Once I drop my truck off, I got to find somebody to bring me back home. You know, this is Colorado. Things are kind of spaced out here. I'm actually from New York. I used to live in Brooklyn, and I just gave up on the city and moved out here. But she said she was going to send me some kind of $25 certificate. I didn't want no certificate. That's not going to do me no good because I'm not going to never order nothing from you again. So that's another waste of my time. You know, they should send me the shop for free and refund me $160.